Hi, this is Win Claybaugh. Welcome to my Best of Masters weekly audio blog for AmericanSalon.com. Next up is one of my favorite clips from the last 20 years of inspiring interviews from Masters Audio Club. I really want to get into some of these systems that you're talking about. In fact, I have a feeling that we could keep going, and that's exactly what I want to hear. That's exactly what our listeners want to hear. But you just said something that I want you to repeat and talk about, that you said that you hire people who are smarter than you are. It's kind of funny that you see this trend, not just in the salon industry, but in business in general, that an owner or a manager, especially a manager, doesn't want to hire somebody smarter than they are because that makes them look bad and that person might take their job. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, that would be very small thinking, but I know people do that. To me, I know my strengths and my weaknesses, and I think one of my strengths is knowing my weaknesses. So, I'm always looking around and trying to find people who can help me, grow and teach me. I've always said I'm not the best hairdresser in my salon. I'm really not. And I don't want to be, because I want to look around and be inspired. I want to look and say, wow, it's a great haircut. How'd you do that? And then on a different level, I barely got out of high school. I made 640 on my SAT. I got in the hairdressing industry because of the movie Shampoo. So I'm not the person to be in the office doing the books. I didn't look at P&L statements for 5 years, until I hired somebody and they came in and said, because I'm going, hey, we're busy, but where's the money? And I started getting help and I started learning. And that was an opening to me that, man, I need a different kind of person around me.
Did you dream you'd get this big?
No, I didn't dream I'd get this big. I didn't. This is probably something I shouldn't say, but I've gone to seminars that say you have to write down your goals, and I never could participate in that. I've never really had a goal, but just being the best that I could be every day.
That's a goal.
With every client. But I never said I got to have one salon or 10 salons or schools, and I still don't. I'm always looking for opportunities, and I usually have 100 things spinning because I know 80% of them is not going to go through. So I'm always keeping my eye open, but if I never have another salon, it's okay. But if I end up with 25, that'll be great too. As long as I can keep quality, and as long as I can keep every customer coming in the door taken care of. So when me and my brother and my wife opened up, it was just 3 of us. The first day we opened, it was 3, and we had 6 chairs. And, the focus was the customer, and it still is.
So quality, I've heard you say that word a couple of times already. Is that what you would say your number one priority is with the clients?
Yeah.
Everything?
Yeah, quality from just the way they're treated to the way that we think when they walk out the door and everything in between.
Okay, I want to ask you about those systems, but you also piqued my interest saying that you barely finished high school. So before we get into this list of questions that I have for you, give us a little bit more of a background. How'd you get into the industry? Where are you from? Tell us about your family background, because I know that our listeners, they see you on stage. Van, I just saw you perform in Chicago at the Alternative Show, which is a fundraiser for leukemia research.
Right. And
incredible presentation. There's Luis Longueras from Spain, Clay Wilson, representing the U.S. We had, Sassoons there, some incredible big names, and your presentation was just brilliant there, by the way.
Thank you.
So I know that people see you on stage and they're thinking, wow, he's really successful. He's got all this opportunity available to him. It's easy for Van. Look at him. I'll never be that good. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, first I want to say that if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Why do you say that?
Well, I believe anybody can do anything they want to do, but I feel very fortunate. I think I've been touched by the hand of God a bit, because a lot of things that's happened for me, even myself, I don't know if I deserved, outside of giving it my all, which I know people have gone out and worked their whole life and given their all, and things haven't turned out. So I don't think that's just because you're willing to work hard, it's going to turn out, or it won't turn out. It's got to have a little luck mixed in. But I grew up in North Georgia. I have 2 brothers, and you ever see My 3 Sons?
Yeah.
That's sort of how I grew up. I'm lucky I don't have any garbage in my past, it was very middle-class America, and when I was in high school, I went to the movie theater, saw the movie Shampoo, and I walked out and said, that's it, get laid, get paid, what a country. what a profession. You know? So I really did. And plus, like I said, in high school I was very athletic. I mean, you know, football, baseball, basketball, boxing, no studying. You know, so senior year it hit me like 640 on the SAT. I'm in big trouble. So, you know, and I think hairdressing school, I've always said, is it's usually people go to hairdressing school because they don't know what else to do in life. And I was definitely right there. And so, you know, I went to hairdressing school, and just one thing evolved from the other after I got into school. You know, I mean, because I went in this business, I didn't know anyone in hairdressing. I mean, it was cold turkey. And people laughed at me, my friends, people, family begged me, just try something else first. If it don't work, then you can go to hairdressing school.
Are they laughing now?
No, they're not laughing at me anymore.
Actually, everybody in the industry knows you.
Yeah. Both my brothers cut hair now. They started about 5 years after I did. About 5 of my friends I graduated from high school with are hairdressers. They started 4 or 5 years later,